All right, welcome back. We sorry about that. We had to dash off. We had a contractor arrive. It was a lot earlier than what was expected. So anyway, we're going to continue on where we left off from the last part of the live stream. We've taken the contract in field 21. Now, field 21, as you can see, is very close to us. What we're going to do is we're going to use our own equipment. We have just bought the other header, the normal header. So what we're going to do is we're going to dump the corn header up here. And we're going to go down the store and we're going to grab the header we've just bought, and then we'll go over and do the contract job on field 21 and get that going. Now the hired hand, he's doing okay. He's heading on there with that field with the potatoes, so that's good. Something we haven't had to worry about. All right. So for those that are coming back again, I apologise. I had a contract that was coming and he got here a lot earlier than what he was supposed to. So that's why I had to leave very, very quickly. I apologise for that. Right, so there's the header, just there in front of us. We haven't got too far to travel because we're doing field 21. So that'll all be okay. Right. The sound of connecting the header is actually much better than what it was in 17. So more of a thud and all that associated with it, which is good. All right. It's now over to field 21. So what we're going to do with this contract mission is not only harvest the field, we also have to transport and offload the wheat or whatever it is we're harvesting. So it's actually a two-part contract effectively. And you will have also noticed there's also contracts where all you do is actually transport goods for a farmer. So a bit of variation, which is good. I think he might have finished. I think our hired hand has finished with potatoes. So if that's the case, we'll have to offload him first. Now remembering with the contracts, there is no time expiry. Well, not as far as we're aware. Oh no, he's still going. Let's see how much he's got though. Probably wouldn't be far off being needed to be empty, so we'll just check on that. Oh no, he'll be okay for a little bit. Alright. So we'll head back on over to the combine and we'll get started. But I don't know if we can use a hired hand on this field though. I would hopefully expect that you can't, because that would be a bit worthless really, wouldn't it? Yeah, we can. Okay. The only thing is obviously you're losing money by the fact you're paying for a hired hand to do it. But you can, all I was doing there was just showing that you can actually use a hired hand to do the contract work as well in the field. So very interesting. Quite a big field to be doing with this small combine, but anyway, like I said, we don't have to rush and get it all done in one go, so we can sort of keep coming back to it. And the thing is though now, I mean, I suppose we have So with the contracts, the difference being now is they don't actually give you the equipment to use at all. You've either got to use your own equipment or leasing it. So if you've got your own equipment, then that's all well and good. There's no extra cost involved. However, but if you don't have that equipment, like say for instance they wanted us to do a fertilisation job, at the moment we don't have any fertilisation equipment, then we'd have to either lease or buy the equipment to go and do that job anyway. So doing the contract work is also going to have to be a tactical decision by you as the farmer to determine which way is the best way to do it. Like if you haven't got the equipment, is it going to be cost benefit for you to actually go and lease the gear and do it? Noting that if you lease the equipment, it also seemingly gives you a penalty. Well, I'm not so sure because I don't know. We're gonna have to have a look at it, because I thought it was going to give me equipment to do this field, but it didn't. So we end up using our own. But I'm sure it should actually still give you the option to use the equipment they offer you. I'll have to look into it. We'll do another one in a minute. Oh, actually, we can't do it until we finish this one. So you can only have one contract at a time running. So you do have to wait for that. So we'll have to finish this one before we can do the next one, and then we'll sort of see if we can work out the equipment properly. Lake down there looks quite nice. The water texture on the lake looks quite good. A little pond. Some of the details quite good in the map. I will say, like the power lines there, the high tension lines with the balls on the lines for the warning for the aircraft, the sight indicators. I don't know. I think it's going to take a little bit of warming too. There's a number of changes that are both good and bad, and like I said, we'll get into those when we get a couple of our actual episodes out. I'm going to do a proper review episode as opposed to a live stream. But there's already the good and the bad and the indifferent, and we'll certainly look to cover all that off over the next couple of days. So those that have just jumped back into the stream, welcome back. Whoever's there, don't be frightened, say hello. Let me know who's there. I won't hold it against you, unless you're trying to remain anonymous. Don't forget to check out the Simulation Gaming Society, the Discord channel, set up by Eustace Pharmer, Grizzly Bear Sims and myself, for all things gaming and simulation, and a bit of mucking about, a bit of good fun. So g'day Jason, welcome back mate. So come over and check us out there. Don't forget also obviously to come check out my Discord server as well, Duckzorly Gaming. And also my Facebook page, which you can head on over there and follow and like, and then also on Twitter as the tag Duckzorly2. Hey Glinger boy, welcome mate, long time no see. Welcome to Farming Simulator 19, duck style. Right, so now we're going to be in the situation, I think the hired ham on the potatoes should be almost finished or almost full, so we're going to need to empty him, but then also this combine is almost near full, so we've got to empty this and offload as well. So busy. So Richard, g'day Richard, how are you buddy? Welcome to the stream. Richard says he just got off the game and I have to say I'm overall pleased with it. I have a couple of minor complaints, but minor. Yeah, I have a couple of complaints as well from the previous 2 streams we've done thus far. And I say 2 streams because the first stream we went through and did the overall introduction to the game very briefly. Went through all the equipment very briefly, all that sort of stuff. And the last stream and then this stream are basically the same one. I just had to cut it short because a contractor arrived that wasn't due to arrive for about another hour. So I had to quit and get out and deal with that very quickly. Yeah, we had some issues with controls, default controls as set by Giants, which caused issues, and the fact that I couldn't actually walk forward or back because of the way it defaulted some, fishtailing, some controls which basically wasn't what I expected, unfortunately. So we fixed that. And we're full. Alright. So, go over here and we'll see what's going on. So I think potato harvest is full as well. So we'll empty the potato guy first, get him to finish this field, because then that field will be finished. Richard says, I don't like the autosave when you hit escape for 1. I haven't noticed that. We're going to wreck part of this, aren't we? Yeah, it's... whoops, don't want to do that. I want to go that. The autosave when you exit might be a bit problematic for some, for sure. I hadn't really sort of thought of that, but that's a good point. So yeah. Going at how did you sort the controls? Well, basically the controls, I don't know if you've seen it as yet, but I did showcase it in the first stream. The controls aren't all really in one place anymore. There's a couple of little different ways of getting to the controls, and when I set up the SciTech panel, I let it choose the default. Oh, you rude sod! You're supposed to give way. There's a gripe with the game already. It for some reason assigned the walking to the joystick on the side panel. Now, that was just something that had to be rectified. I think it's just the default setting, so it's just part and parcel of what they have. And I mean, now I know it. I'll look for it next time, but it's just a poor selection, I think. But anyway, I mean, I suppose for those that get out of the box, they may not have a steering wheel. But yeah, even the steering wheel has some weird controls defaulted to it. So I've just got to spend a bit more time and just finesse all those, get them to the same sweet spot that I had with Farming Simulator 17, and then we'll be fine. Richard says it kind of messes up when you place a building. Yeah, we looked at that a bit earlier, Richard. The terraforming is an issue, certainly. The fact that when you then delete the building, it doesn't reset the terraforming. One of the other things I haven't tried yet is using the roller to see if it actually terraforms the land back, because the roller is available for deleting fields and stuff. So we'll have to try that. But also the other thing with that as well that I don't like particularly is, in fact, are we going the right way? Let me just have a look at the map. Yes. Yeah, the other thing is that the terraforming cost is astronomical. So when you buy your $100,000 sheep pen, for instance, you then have to spend $300,000 or $400,000 for the terraforming cost. So your $100,000 sheep pen becomes $400,000, $500,000. So when you're playing in this mode, the hardest mode, the chances of you buying a sheep pen very early on are Buckley's and none, basically. So, anyway. The roller only resets the fields back to regular ground. Okay, alright. I just had a feeling that maybe that was where they put that fix. They may have sort of put it in there but not sort of mentioned it to anyone. Because I know Simulate and Virtual Farmer didn't use the roller at all. Well, not that I saw in their videos. Unless they used it off camera. So, yeah, anyway, that answers that question. So that's fine. Yeah, the train remains unchanged. That's right, Richard. Yeah. Which is an embuggerance. It really is. Without any way to reset it back. Yeah, well, you can still sell the building, but yeah, the terraforming land remains. So if it's made a big square patch in the middle of a field, for instance, you can't revert that back. Jason says, do you think the road train pack will come to FS19? Mate, I would love to think it would. It's definitely in my top 3 mods. And I just realised I didn't actually end up finishing that video for my top 10 from Farming Simulator 17. Oh well, we're a bit late now. I might go back and still finish it. Yeah, I do hope so. However, I have a feeling it probably won't. But which would be unfortunate. But I really do hope that we do get it out. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. So now we've offloaded the potato harvester, so he should be off just finishing off the rest of that field. And now what we'll do is we can concentrate on emptying out the combine harvester and getting this contract finalised. Sorry, being at home and not at work, I've got emails flying left, right and centre for work, and some stuff I can't just sort of leave and wait. I have to check on. But anyway, that's all good. All right. I now know I've got at least a good hour to get some streaming done because I haven't got kids coming home for an hour and a half. I've told the wife I'm going to be streaming, so don't call me, and it's just a matter of occasionally having some work emails to check on. But should be good. Should be all good. All right. So let's offload the New Holland here. Now I don't think the filling or anything else. Actually, I can't even scroll up. I can't stand up any higher. It's interesting. Anyway. I don't think the actual textures or anything of the crops have really changed much either. Certainly the fill graphic is pretty much exactly the same. So that's to be expected, I guess. Alright, so we'll continue on. It'll take a while to get this field done, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll yeah, I was just thinking that myself. It's the what was that? It has so many mods running. Game extension mod, creator tools. No, it wasn't just, yeah, creator tools had it, but there was also I had 2 or 3 different mods that actually enabled me to do it, and they clashed at times, which was funny. But yeah, I certainly hope we get creator tools back. That was a glorious mod. Really did like that. Very, very handy, especially for setting up a map. But there's so many mods I hope we get back, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. I'm going to be interested to see how quick it takes for Giants to get an update, a patch out, for anything they find that's a bit buggy or has gone a bit awry. I know certainly seems that multiplayer has a few little issues. Now I do want to try multiplayer as well. I think we'll set that up. My server, I got advice this morning that they've now got the Farming Simulator 19 tools and everything on my server, my hosted server, and so we'll be setting that up this afternoon or tonight. And then maybe even tonight we might be able to get a multiplayer stream running. So for any of you that are around in my evening time, now it'll be about 10 o'clock Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Feel free to keep an eye on Discord, because I'll let everyone know there when we're going to go and set it all up. And we'll go from there. But maybe tonight, may also... Oh, I've got Socceroos game tonight, so it may not be tonight actually. We may... Can't do it tomorrow night because I've got a meeting tomorrow night, so maybe Thursday night. Thursday night we might do or Friday night we might do a multiplayer stream. Exclusive multiplayer. So I'll put the details down once I set the server up. We'll probably do a bit of a test run, get a few people on there, get set up and that, and then we'll do a stream on Friday. So if you're interested, keep an eye on Discord, let me know in Discord, and I'll keep a slot available for you. It's an 8 or 10 slot server I've got, and I'd like to get that going a lot more often and have people there. So if you want to become a regular and do a multiplayer stream, well, not necessarily just a stream, but play on multiplayer, then let me know and I'll slot you in. So for those of you that weren't aware and weren't here earlier, or aren't already aware, you can run the helper, the AI, on a contract. So I can put this guy on helper and he will quite happily harvest the field for me. However, obviously you're going to lose money by the fact you're paying a wage out to the helper while you are doing it. It's going to slow down time as well. So yeah, see the shadows. The shadows looking good. The change in lighting, so it's getting late in the afternoon, so the lighting change is very obvious. The shadows, the long shadow coming in, which looks quite good. I think the actual look, the ray tracing and just the general look of the weather, and something that I used to always go on about with Farming Simulator 17, the ambience of the game and just the sort of the atmospherics of it was always very good. And I think so far this is going to be an increase in that, next step up. I mean, it's not a huge step, but certainly with all the different reflections and materials and all that sort of stuff that are available, it'll be an improvement on 17. Richard says, afraid I can't join, your 6 PM is my 1 AM. Well, that's okay, because if we're starting at 10 PM, that's actually 5 AM. So you're just getting up a little bit early for work or school. I mean, that's not a problem. Bit of commitment, Richard. Bit of commitment. You could also join a little bit later, because we'd probably go through to about midnight, 1 o'clock when we're doing it. So yeah, but anyway, we'll just work it out. And if you can get on there at some point, then you can get on there. Most likely that sort of stuff we'll do on a weekend as well. Just because, yeah, I do know the time difference is quite big, and the reality of it is the majority of my viewers are either from Europe or the US. I haven't got a plethora of Aussie viewers that would necessarily be available, so I am conscious of that, and I would make sure that timings are available for everyone to sort of equally have a chance to come on and have a game, do a bit of farming with us. We're full again. Alright. Grab the feed again. Oh, it was already running. We have to work out where we're going to drop it off. Should fill up the trailer. Now he's finished with the potato, so what we're going to do is I am going to return him, and the roper will return once we've emptied out. Alright, so now we've got to work out where we've got to take this to. So if we have a look at our, we're going to have to pull up our contract. Take the product to port southeast. Okay, so let's go have a look where port southeast is. Lime station, biogas. Righto, where's port southeast then? Oh, also bringing all the map up. Spinnery, oh there. Okay, that's where we're going to go. Oh, well, that's alright. So we get to go down. What we'll do is we'll actually go down and do a bit of the scenic tour. We'll go down through here, through the town area, down through here. We haven't been down through there yet. So let's go have a look. One thing is, it is nice to see different trucks and stuff driving around as well, not just cars. But it'd be nice if they learned to actually give way where they're supposed to give way. That'd be handy. Alright. And off we go. So it is a lot easier now with the contracts. We don't have to worry about getting it done at a set period of time, all that sort of stuff. I mean, obviously the part of the reason for that is the fact that now you've got to do the delivery aspect of it as well. So it gives that little bit more immersion, which is good. So it makes you feel as though you're actually a part of the actual environment and actually really doing the job, as opposed to just doing a couple of little tasks. Alright, so we're going to go down here to the roundabout, and then we're going to turn left off the roundabout. If I can stay on the road without crashing. There's David Bull. Get it? He's our friend David. Hope he's not watching. Alright, so we'll come out of cab just while we're driving through here. Might have a bit of a look around. So, I mean, the indicator, like the reflection of the indicator is actually quite good. that sort of stuff. So yeah, it looks quite nice. I think the graphical update in the engine is actually, it is visible. That's the phone. 2 secs, guys. I'll be back. Sorry about that. Don't you love those spam calls from Nigeria? You have a problem with your computer. Can I please speak to your IT admin? Yep, sure, no worries. So I just send it through to the answering machine. Right. Almost there, I think. It should be it just off here. Yep, it is. I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. There's a nice little waterfall down through there. Yeah, so I think, as I was saying before, I think graphically it is an improvement, definitely. A lot of people were sort of carrying on, say it wasn't, and all that sort of stuff, and it didn't look any better. I don't think that's actually the fact. I think it does look better. I think it's just a matter of getting used to what is different, because it is different. But I do think it's definitely improved. Hey Michael, they need to put the vehicle tool icon down the bottom right with the rest of that. I agree entirely with that. I think its placement is wrong. I don't know why they put it up there. I mean, because all right, for a new player, it's not going to make any difference. But for those of us that have been playing Farming Sim for a while, we are used to having it down the bottom right, and I think it makes sense to put it down the bottom right. I mean, yeah, it's, and as I understand, well, actually, can I bring it up? Where's no. Yeah, so I think you're definitely right with that. But anyway, I'm sure there'll be a mod come out that will change that for us, because that would be a relatively easy fix, I would imagine. All right, off we go, back off again, and we'll what we'll do is we'll offload the roper, and we got that road. Where's that go? Where are we? Yeah, no, we don't want to go up that way. We will go up around. We will go up this more scenic route. There goes the train. See there in the top corner, off to our top right. Well, I think scenically as a map, I think the two maps they've brought out for Farming Simulator 19 are an improvement on Goldcrest Valley and Sosnovka. I think the maps themselves look a lot better. They've got more of a feel to them. So I give them credit for that. I think the premise of what they've done with the fields, as opposed to buying fields, buying the land, is also a good improvement. It's going to take us some time to get used to that. It's certainly going to be interesting to see how some of the modders deal with that with their maps. But I do think that is an improvement. I think the placeable farm idea is very good. I think at the moment, though, it is very poorly implemented. very poorly implemented, and I can't say I'm a fan of that at all at the moment. But like I said, the actual premise of the idea and the design of it itself is very good. It's a good idea. But yeah, it needs some work on the implementation of it. I think for something that they were so proud of and really publicised a lot, it really needs to be finished off. Let's put it that way. It needs to be finished off and finished off properly. In its current state, to me, it is not finished. I mean, look, others may think differently, but I think that's definitely one thing that needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed sooner rather than later. Whoops. Also, fix the steering wheel interface with the G27, for crying out loud. What I mean by that is the spring. I can't change the spring setting, no matter what I change in the actual game, in the controller, the Logitech software. It won't. You won't accept it in game. So the changes I make aren't affected in game. So anyway, all right. What we're going to do is going to offload, like I said. I'm just going to turn this guy around, and then we're going to return this back, and then we will have to get rid of these potatoes. So I think that animation, all that, has been redone, and it probably looks a little bit better in a way, but also it doesn't look as good in a way if you look at the potatoes themselves. I think I can see that they've tried to put the extra detail in there for sure, but I don't know they've actually really pulled it off. But anyway, all right, so we're going to return that. Yep, return. Okay. And that's gone. Right. What we're going to do now is we're going to head back over and get the combine running again. We might just put the time forward again, because I think it would be good to go through the night. So let's put it on 30. We'll do some nighttime harvesting. You can see already how dark it's getting, the shadows. In fact, it's probably a bit too quick. Let's pull that back one notch. Let's have a look. So the sun's starting to set. All the AI traffic's got their lights on now. This is to me, this is the most interesting time in checking the shading and all that of the transition, because going from full sunlight to night, getting that lighting right to set that atmosphere is very difficult, I would say. And you see it comes through in stages because it just flicked to another stage there. But I can see that there's the moon. So it'll be very interesting to sort of see how it goes the next couple of stages until we get to night time. Oh GPS, where art thou? Now, the other thing we're going to have to find out too is, I don't know, once we've done the field, do we actually get the opportunity to bale? Do we get the opportunity to take the straw? I would assume not, because previously you haven't been able to. So I assume once you finish the job, that's it. In fact, what we should do is perhaps go get a baler, at least a baler, and see if we can collect the straw. We'll do that after this transition. It's getting significantly darker now. Michael says, and with the front loader tools attached, it's so hard to see which tool is selected as they have used different shades of white. I hadn't noticed that. I haven't done that yet. Well, that's a bit silly. Was the good thing with the fact that previously you had, when you selected it, you had a different colour. Come on, get reverse. Got a very long pause between depressing my pedals and it actually engaging. So again, I don't know if that's a bit of a bug with the software and the interface, or whether it's inherently part of the game that they've added. Sun's all but gone now. Oh, Richard says, take it easy, you have to go to the store in a bit, have fun. No worries, thanks Richard. Appreciate you dropping in, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to come over and catch us at in Discord, mate. And we'll see if we can get a time that suits so you can join in with multiplayer. Take care. Alright. Alright, now we're almost at darkness, we'll just accelerate the time a little bit more. Hey Rabbit, how are you, buddy? Welcome to the stream, my friend. We are just doing some contract work. We're playing on the hard mode at the moment. So we've bought a little bit of gear. We've got no money to set up a farm. But we're doing the best we can. We're doing some contract work to try and get some extra money. And we're just going to have to try and survive that way for now. So we're just harvesting one of the other farmers' fields, and as part of the contract we have to actually transport the crop as well as just harvesting it. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Apart from blowing the car up yesterday, so I haven't got a car now, and everything else that goes with that. No, doing okay. Doing okay. All right. Yeah, no, it wasn't good, and the worst part, well, not that it really was the worst part. It actually broke down literally 50 meters from home. I mean, it could have been far worse. Could have broken down a few kilometers from home on the way home from work. But we're hoping it's just an alternator or the fuel pump. that I'm pretty sure it's not the alternator because the way it stopped dead and it won't start. But I'm getting it towed this afternoon to my mechanic, and he'll have a look at it and let me know. So as long as it's not the engine totally dead, it's okay. We can, if it's a total engine rebuild, well then we've got to reassess, and we'll have to go without a car for a little while, and because we haven't got the money to buy a new one and all that sort of stuff. So we'll just have to wait and see. And all that then may also impact on my channel, because the luxuries I have of paying for the extra internet and all that sort of stuff may have to be pared back a bit as well. So yeah, anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And we're full again. Hey Skipman, how are you, bud? All right. Now, I'm going to shut him down because he's full, and we now need to go and empty the Fiat with the trailer, empty out the potatoes. Oh, it's quite dark, and then return back to him and empty him off. All right. Yeah, doing okay, mate. Doing okay, all things considered. We're at home. We're going to take the day off anyway. As I was just saying to chat, we're going to take the day off anyway. But as it turns out, we would have had to anyway. I blew the car up last night, or yesterday afternoon on the way home from work. So waiting this afternoon to get our mate, one of our towies, to take it off around to the mechanic and see if he can find out what's wrong with it, and go from there. So yeah, I guess could be better, but it could be worse. Which means I may have to go a couple of weeks without pay, or work something out. But anyway, we'll see. All right. Now, we are going over to the grain mill to sell this. In fact, let's have a look. Let's have a look at our prices for potato. No, grain elevator east. Grain elevator east. That one there. Okay, so that's the long way away. Alright, well, that's what we'll do. We need to maximise our money, so we're going to go and get the most money we possibly can. Seriously? Right, so there you go. There's another problem with the game. The AI traffic is even worse than it was previously. It doesn't even give way. Not one iota. And on their own generic maps, that is very, very poor. Giants, very, very poor. So you need to fix that. Or else it's going to be the same as what it has been previously, and I'll just turn all the traffic off and you can just bugger off with it. Alright. Didn't quite rant. Didn't quite rant. I'm not going to rant today. I'm not going to rant. Oh dear. $29,600 in vehicle leasing costs gone. Oh, that's overnight, or is that? Oh, it's telling us a summary of what we've spent. I thought it was going to take another 21,000 off us. So it was quite expensive, $21,000 to do the potatoes, and we made about $4,000 from the potatoes, not counting this load. So not very profitable at all. Oops. All right. We had to do it. I think we're going to have to get a bank loan because we're not going to survive as we currently are. Because we're going to need to, if not buy, lease some ploughing equipment, some sowing equipment, all that sort of stuff. We need to get a silo. There's $100,000. Yeah, so this hard mode, I mean coming into it blind though too, I suppose. We haven't really sort of known exactly how the mechanics work and everything else, so I guess the next time we come in and play it, we will be doing it as a let's play series, this sort of scenario. This is just a release day type video, just sort of we can all see how it works and what the gameplay's like. Yeah, it's certainly not easy, and it makes hard in Farming Simulator 17 look easy, basically. So I mean, kudos to Giants in that regard. I mean, it is a hard game mode, but I guess at the end of the day, is it too hard as well? That's something that the masses will have to work out. All right, we're getting close. Over the bridge. And here we are. Oh, look, well that's it. I mean, I guess that's what it is. I mean, the hard mode is supposed to be more realistic and more of a sim. And yeah, I mean, it's not as if you make hundreds of thousands of dollars from a load of potatoes. So yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, I have no qualms with that, but I guess at the end of the day, it's a matter for the community to work out whether this game mode is actually too hard and whether it needs to be tweaked, or whether it's fine and we just have to learn how to play it. I mean, that's inevitably what's going to happen, isn't it? So, but certainly, I mean, obviously with people bringing out mods, they'll bring out mods at different costs and stuff like that, so it may be a bit easier as well. Because oh, excuse me, because we'll have the cheaper mods available, or placeables available to use. Now I think it's going to be quicker if we go back down this way near the harbour. But I think like I said before, I've said it a couple of times now, I think graphically it is definitely an improvement over Farming Simulator 17. Certainly might not sort of seem it, like I said, on the stream, because it's only a 720p stream, but I can assure you, running 4K, the map, the game, the models, they do look better in certain elements and certain things than what they did in Farming Simulator 17, for sure. So that's definitely been an improvement. Oh, is that right, Michael? Michael just said that you can now bale in reverse. So the baler sucks the material up when you back over it. That's new. Realistic, I'm not sure. And I'm with you on that. I don't know whether it would actually... You know, it probably would pick it up still if you reversed over it. Unless the roller chassis actually didn't enable the straw to come back under the rollers to the pickups. If it sort of blocked that from doing it, all you'd have is just building up a big dam of straw. But I guess if the physical chassis and the mountings of the roller assembly actually allowed the straw to go under it, There'd be no reason why I couldn't pick it up the other side, but anyway. All right. Where are we now? Okay, nearly there. It's going past the store. No, I know you couldn't do it in 17. What I'm saying is whether it actually is realistic or not is interesting. Oh, it's getting light. Someone turn some extra lights on. Yeah, so it might actually be more realistic that you can actually do it with the balers, and that's what they've realised, and maybe they've made that change to it because of that reason. Or obviously the reverse could be true. So I mean, I guess ultimately the only way we're going to know is if a farmer actually can tell us 100%. I mean, I could ring my uncle and find out, but I don't know that he's actually actively tried baling in reverse himself anyway. Alright, so here we go. We're going through dawn, so I'm going to slow the time down a bit more again, so we're not just sort of rushing through. So, sun's coming up. Night Possum down under. Hello, mate. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Farming Simulator 19. Right, before we get started, we have to unload, don't we? So go over and grab the... I mean, look, that lighting, that does look very good. That early morning lighting on that tractor. In fact, let's slow it down. It's still going a bit quick. It does look very good. And the castle and all that up on the escarpment up there, that does look quite nice. And again, unfortunately, the 720p on the stream is probably not really showcasing that as nicely as it probably should. But yeah, it does look good. It does look good. I'll give it that. Anyway, all right. Let's stop looking about the scenery. Let's go and get some work done. We're desperate for money, and sitting around looking at the scenery is not going to make us any money. Yeah, that would be the game day release update. I would say. Let me just check Steam quickly. Let me have a look. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be another patch on Steam, and I wouldn't expect there to be so. I mean, so that would be, like I said, the game day release patch for the Giants version. So like for us on Steam, we had the Steam client became available 3 or 4 hours before release, and the last part of that was to actually get the game day patch. There was a last part of that download that had to be gotten before you actually play the game, and that was the game day component of it. So, which is the patch that they make for the last minute things they need to change prior to the game going live. So that's what the 1.1 would be. So have any of you guys got the collector's edition yet? I don't believe many would have it unless they got it from the store, physical copy. Mine has... Let's just have a look. Mine is due for delivery in the next hour. So mine will be arriving at work, which I can't get to because I don't have a car, later on this afternoon. So I'll be collecting my copy of the collector's edition at some stage later this week, maybe. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I got the Steam version as well. I also ordered the collector's edition through ozgameshop.com or ozgameshoponline.com, who I'm now affiliated with. Now, in relation to the affiliates, the affiliate link, I haven't put up there yet because I wanted to wait and see if I actually got it first, because I was a little bit skeptical. I'd never used the company before. It was a little bit more expensive than what it was on Amazon.co.uk once you did the exchange rate, but by the same token, that's probably to be expected. I'm not really going to worry about that too much. It was only, I think it was $10 difference Australian. But at the end of the day, they were able to get it to me, whereas all these other sites were saying you couldn't. Amazon.co.uk wouldn't send it to Australia or the US, much like what Amazon.co or Amazon.com does in the US. It doesn't send it to Australia a lot of the times, unless you've got a reshipping address, which I do. So yeah, it's just one of those things, I guess. But yeah, so that affiliate link will be available on the website and on my Discord channel, all that sort of stuff. So by you buying from them in the future, then you'll get it at a discounted price, and then I also get a commission. I expect that basically this is effectively a commission based on people buying it through that affiliate link. So anyway, just experimenting and seeing what there is. I mean, we're not anywhere near getting any money from YouTube, and that won't be much anyway, so we just need to make ourselves available to get some other income streams just to support the stream. Any hardware costs, for instance, when we get the new internet, so as we can stream at 4K, that'll be used to cover that cost, all that sort of stuff. But so for those of you that aren't aware, anything that is made either through Patreon, the link down below for Patreon if you wish to subscribe and support the channel, and or Streamlabs where you can make a donation. 90% of all the funds gained via those forms, and the same would come from any affiliate, does go back into the channel. So for instance, yesterday we gave away 3 copies of Farming Simulator 19. We had a competition which was open to everyone, and we had over 400 entries into that. So 2 winners were drawn for that, and then I also did unbeknownst to everyone in the Discord channel and my subscribers, I gave a loyalty prize out. I calculated loyalty based on Discord interaction, YouTube interaction, length of time, all that sort of stuff, and it was very close actually. It was close between 3 people. In fact, it was the top 2 were separated by only a very small margin in my weighting system, and the the winner for that was Chris Webb. So he got a copy of Farming Simulator 19. So yeah, we gave 3 copies away. Did you pay $63.99? No, it was $35 US, which worked out to be about $43 or $44 Australian each. Around that mark. It is nice seeing the birds fly out of the crop, out of the field. Nice little touch. Be nice to see one occasionally not take off quite so quick and get caught in the header. Munch, munch, munch. I'm joking. I'm joking. Or am I? So, The next thing we're going to do after this is, because we're going to have to wait for our... In fact, let's have a look. I don't know if our corn crop is in yet. Oh, it is. No, yes, it is. It's ready to harvest. So, in the earlier part of this this live stream, we started harvesting our cornfield, thinking it was ready, but it wasn't. So we've now got our corn crop that we can harvest as well, purely for profit. So we'll have to do that, and then it'll be back to doing contract work, basically, to get some more money to buy some more fields and to also expand our farm. Because all we've got at the moment is the $23,000, a combine harvester, one tractor, and one trailer. That's it. So we've got nowhere to sleep, nowhere to store anything. We've got 2 fields, so we can park on the middle of the field, and that's all we can do. Grizzly Bear Sims, my great friend. How are you, mate? How's the travel going? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Grizzly Bear Sims. The lovely Jerry, co-founder of the Simulation Gaming Society with myself and Eustace Pharmer. A very mild and unassuming fellow. Does some of the best role-playing farming sim episodes you will see. Certainly puts me to shame. I can't do roleplay. That's why I don't bother. I just sit here and play the game and try and commentate. But yeah, happy to see you here, Grizz. Unfortunately, Grizz is travelling at the moment, so he's unable to actually get his hands on this and actually play it. So I guess in a way he's going to be living vicariously through others and watching their gameplay on 19. So for Grizz's benefit, this is a hard gameplay mode. In the hotel about 300 miles to go. Okay, cool. So drive safe, all that sort of stuff. Yes, this is the hard game mode where we started out with well, what was it, $500,000 or something. So we had enough money to buy a harvester, some headers, 2 fields. We haven't got a farmhouse, we haven't got any sheds, we haven't got anywhere to store anything. We've had to lease some equipment to harvest potatoes because stupidly I bought a potato field. So we lost $23,000 on the on the leasing for a tractor and a harvester. And now we're doing contract work to basically try and get some more money, and we're full. So hard mode is hard mode. I'll give it that. But the next thing we're going to do is we are going to try and get a baler and see if we can bale this straw before we finish the contract job. Because I'm not sure whether it'll let us do it. Or I might just get a loading wagon. I'll see what's cheaper to get, because funds are a real issue. No, this is Felsbrunn. This is the European map. I chose this one because a lot of the people I've seen streaming so far have been using the American map. So they've been using Ravenport. So we've gone to Felsbrunn. Right, let's have a look while we're there. This wonderful new looking store. What was I going to get? Forgotten what I was going to do now. Baling. Baling technology. Okay, so a baler, the roll belt, to lease is 3,920. So I'm not going to lease that for the moment. So we'll set up. So again, probably for Grizz's benefit, anyone else is new, one of the advantages with the new shop, and there will be a lot of revisiting stuff, guys. So bear with me when I do revisit it for those that recently joined, all that sort of stuff. With the new shop, you've got the 3D view, which is great, but you also get to see the immediate changes when you do different options. So I put the wide tyres up. You can see how it actually, a bigger tyre lifts the actual chassis up, so it actually sits a little bit higher up, which is great. So similarly, no, good. That's, I couldn't cancel out of the buy. Similarly, if we go to the tractors, 7R got options. Yep. When it catches up. So similarly with the 7R, If I change from the Trelleborg to the Michelin, then that's fine. And if I go to all the different wheel setups, you can see what happens. I can see it will dip at the back or dip at the front or whatever it needs to do, which is really good. So, but more importantly, you actually get to see now how your tractor or how your equipment's going to look when you actually get it out. So, for instance, if I go up here to the Challenger, so I mean it's pretty obvious what it's going to look like with doubles and triples, but you can actually see what the tractor will look like in its full configuration before you drive it out the shop, so to speak. And that includes colours. So when you choose the colours, you can actually see the colours and all that sort of stuff. So, what was that about a John Deere tipper? A John Deere tipper? Where? As in, are you talking about a trailer? Where did you see a John Deere tipper? We didn't go into the trailers, so it's not there. Not as far as I'm aware, Elroy. There are extra brands of tyres now, and that's what they use as part of their branding. I had a little bit of a rant. There's more of a rant on that coming. But there are Michelin, Nokian, and Lizard, and Trelleborg, and there's another brand of tyre that are all available in the game. They're not selectable via the shop itself as a brand. So if I go into the branding up here, it doesn't list them in here as a brand, but they are available on the equipment. So, all right. So baling technology is going to cost us $3,000 for that. A loading wagon to lease. Oh no, it's not. I do like this new shooter maker. You got to be careful how you pronounce that. If I lease that, no, it's 8,000. So a baler is going to be cheaper. So what we're going to do is we're going to lease that New Holland baler, and I'm going to see if we can. Yes. Okay. I want to see if we can get the straw. Now, previously in the missions you couldn't do it because you were so busy and you couldn't run the hired hand to do the field. You couldn't take the straw off the field from a contracting mission. But here, you have plenty of time to do it. There's no time limit per se, as far as I'm aware. So we can go off and do other jobs, and then we've also, because I mean with this contract we've got to not only harvest the field, we've also got to deliver the wheat to the sale point. So what we're going to try now is just to see if we can actually bale up that straw and make a bit of extra money as part of the contract. I have a feeling it won't let us, so we're probably going to waste this $3,000 on a wasted entity. But it's one of those things we just need to know. I mean, it's handy to know coming into the new version of the game. Is there something that you can now do you couldn't do previously? So, no, I haven't changed the green side. Settle down, Si. You might see some green stuff at some stage, but I'm hoping I can get rid of that because I really hate that pop-up. Yes, I was going for Duckzorly colours. The green and orange. Alright, so let's see how we go. See if we can bail any of this. If we can bail it, that's going to be great because that'll give us some extra money. Well, it will in a way, but then we're going to have to spend more money to buy a trailer or to lease a trailer. So give some, take some. Now, Richard was saying earlier too that that with the balers now, you can actually bale in reverse. Don't have access to this land. Okay. Ah, there you go. So it won't let you do it. Anyway, alright, just 2 seconds. I've got a quick phone call from the wife. Put the mic on mute, but I'm going to continue on with the work. Alright, sorry about that. That was just the wife ringing me to tell me that the tow truck is on its way. So I'm going to have to go and sort out my vehicle. But anyway, all good. Yeah, so obviously that's answered that question. So we confirmed that we cannot take the straw off the field even though we're doing the contract. And so even if we're leaving the contract here for a day or so, then we can't use the straw, which is what we expected. So it's not really what we didn't expect. So that's okay. No, Roy, they're not similar to John Deere colours, because the green I like is the lime green, the really bright lime green, the same as what is used on the class tractors. So my profit for this field, I think, is about $3,000, give or take. Now, when you do a contract as well, if you use leased equipment, it takes some of the money off. I think for this job, it was $647 less if you use leased equipment. Now, why it does that, I don't know, other than the fact of, well, actually, no, I just don't know. So I don't know whether that's taking into consideration its lease costs, so why you're using the lease equipment is the lease costs or what, I don't know. But it doesn't give you the full amount. Now the other thing is, I'm assuming that previously it was based upon the amount of time it took you to complete the field work. Now, noting the fact that you don't have to complete the job in a set period of time, and insofar as what we are aware currently, in the fact that there's no timer. So for instance, we've been doing this job since what, 5 o'clock in yesterday's game day. Then what was I going to say? I lost track of what I was going to say. I lost tune of exactly what I was going to say then. I'll come back to it. I'll think about it and I'll come back. No, I've totally lost it. That bugs me when I do that. I really can't remember what it was. Anyway, so with the contracts too now, for those that aren't aware, there are also just transporting jobs. So transporting goods from one place to the other. They're a very small payment contract, but there are contracts there nonetheless. I think at the moment, actually we can just have a look on my contracts list. There's a whole pile of contracts there now. So there you go. There's a whole pile of contracts. Yeah, it's a field 10. So there you go. So that's why I didn't get the equipment. So you got a lease. Okay, so it does pay for the lease. Okay, now I understand. I missed that last time. So when you set up and you come in, so I accepted the contract for this one and didn't do the lease items. So what you've got to do is, when you're going to do it, you actually need to go lease items and then accept the contract. So be right back. Wife's going to be back in 2 secs. Right, sorry about that. Got about 5 minutes, and we have to call it because the truck drive, the tow truck is 10-15 minutes away. Okay. Jerry says, any issues with your wheel and pedals and getting them working? Okay. No. Well, yes and no. The answer to the wheel and the pedals for the G27 working, no issues. They work straight off the box, not a problem. The problem I did have. When I first came into the game in the first stream, if you watch the first stream I recorded, I wasn't able to walk forward and back using the keyboard, but I was able to drive a vehicle with the keyboard forward and back while I had the steering wheel and the Cytec control panel plugged in. After a few issues and going to and fro and then cursing at giants, what I found is in the controls, and the controls are much better than what they were, like the actual graphics of way of getting into it, which I'll show you in just 2 secs. What it actually was is the default controls that were set for the Cytec side panel and the steering wheel and the keyboard were all set to the same but different keys. So for the side panel effectively was overriding the keyboard settings for walking, whereas it wasn't set for that. So basically the joystick was set in the side panel for the walking. It wasn't set for that for driving. So that was the issue. It just took a bit of time to work that out. Once I worked that out, everything's been fine. It's just a matter of setting up the key bindings again, because they are different to what they were for the 17. But yeah, but what we'll do is the other big thing, Jerry, though, that I guess, and for those that weren't in the earlier stream, is you can actually go in now in game and actually change your key bindings. So whereas before, if you remember from Farming Simulator 17, you had to actually escape out of your save game, out of your game you're playing, back to the main menu, and then actually make the change to your key bindings. Well, now you don't have to do that. Now, you also have the ability to go to the Gamepad Controls and change that here as well. Now, I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to bugger it up, but I don't know if you can do that in-game as well with it working without it having a problem. In fact, what we can... No, we can do that. So what I'm going to do is... Where's pipe? Where's pipe? Toggle pipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the... okay, so it's only keyboard and gamepad I can change. I don't get the option... Oh, I used to do. Hang on. Where's toggle pipe gone now? I moved, didn't I? Toggle pipe. Toggle pipe. Toggle pipe. Right, so I'm going to press a button on my steering wheel. So it's accepted it. Okay, so I've just assigned pipe to a button on my steering wheel. So now if I save controls and I go back out, now hopefully the steering wheel should control my pipe. And it does. So there you go. So you can actually go in and change not only the control, the key bindings for the keyboard, but also for your side panel or your steering wheel in the game live. Now, I think that is a fantastic improvement on Farming Simulator 17. I know myself, it drove me absolutely wild that I couldn't do that. Right, hang on. Sorry, I got another phone call. 2 secs. Alright, so on that bombshell, sorry, but that's the tow truck driver. I've got to get my car over to get it to the repairer and find out what's going on, because I really don't want to have to go out and buy a new car, so I need this to get going so I can go back to work. So thanks very much for watching. I will be live again later tonight, Australian time, but what time exactly I don't know, because our wonderful Socceroos are playing tonight, and it's Timmy Cahill's last game for the Australian Socceroos. It's a farewell game, so I'm going to watch that tonight, but probably after 10:30. Anyway, thanks very much for coming in and joining. Jerry, drive safe. Thanks for joining in, mate. Si, Richard, everyone else, I really appreciate you coming by. Hope you're going to enjoy Farming Simulator 19, and we'll certainly be back with lots more Farming Simulator 19 content coming to you very, very soon. Thanks, Michael, and we'll see you again back here at Duckzorly Gaming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, press the alarm button, and all that sort of stuff, and we'll see you on the Discord channel. Thanks very much, guys. See you later. Bye.